Hello, everyone, and welcome to Evolve Yourself TV. I am Agni James, and tonight we are going to do some chess, and we are going to do a guided meditation as well. As soon as I can get my camera not blurry anymore. So give me 1 second. How's everyone doing tonight? What's going on? How's everyone in the world doing? Hope everyone's having a good day. There we go. All right, good. Hope everyone's having a good day. Hope everyone is having a day filled with love and light. I hope you're being a kind person to the people around you. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it's about. We just need to do our best to be kind and loving to the people we encounter. Because what's the point otherwise? To just get as much as you can and not care about the people you encounter in your day-to-day activities. Hey, hello. We have Danny John here. How is it going? Good to see you. And Ignorant is here too. Good to see you, Ignorant. How's everything going with you? Danny John, congratulations. Danny John got an awesome grant today for a project she's running. It's pretty amazing. She's starting a nonprofit. I have so much respect for her and what she's been doing. She's one of those people that wants to help others. She basically is like, okay, well, what do I want to do with my life? Do I want to work in a corporate job where I make a ton of money and I sell my soul to Pepsi, or do I want to work in a situation where I can help the people around me, where I can make a difference in the world, and at least try, right? Whether or not a difference will be made. I always believe there's intrinsic value in the effort, in the action. And that's how it is with any activity in which you're trying. There's that old expression, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, but I've always found doesn't really link up with reality. Because at the end of the day, if you tried your best to help another human being, given the finite amount of knowledge you have, then you're living part of the human condition. You're a living, breathing part of the human condition, and you're doing what you can. Hey, P. Barrow, good to see you. Patty, hello, welcome in. How is it going with you? I hope you're doing well. I hope everyone is well here. Patty, how is everything going? How's your day going? What's new in your world? I was actually over by your place today. I was at Waterfall Glen, and I got to go for a hike with Alan, one of our mutual friends. So you got to, we were out there and we were hiking, and we went down by the Des Plaines River actually, and it was pretty cool watching the big ships go down the river, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And Oroko Hemda's here. Wow, we got the crew. We got the Agni James crew. The people I know IRL, right? Oroko Hemda, good to see you, man. What's going on with you, dude? How are you doing? How was your conversation with Tony? How's everything going? I hope you're having a good day. Peachy. Now, is that Peachy Keen, or is that just a sarcastic Peachy? That's the thing. I can't see your mannerisms. I can't. I don't know what that means. It's so funny how it's like that in life. It's like, oh, okay, well, it's hard enough to understand what someone's saying, but then if they're just typing, you never even know like what they're saying, like the actual content of what they're saying, right? Let's see. You say either way, you're still disappointed. Yeah, Roko Hemda found out recently that he actually doesn't have a penis. He thought he had a penis his whole life, but it turned out it was just a cancerous growth. So he's very disappointed right now. He's very, very disappointed. Let me tell you. P. Barrow, good to see you. Hiking, yeah, it was a nice day for hiking. It was in the 70s. Sorry, I got crude there a little bit. I had to tell a joke. But yeah, it was definitely a nice day for hiking. We got out there, we got some sun, we got some fresh air. Waterfall Glen's always such a beautiful place. We checked out the scenic overlook. We didn't go down to the waterfall today. It was pretty packed with people. So we wanted to go to the Des Plaines River. Alan was thinking about possibly fishing there at some point. So we wanted to see what it's like. We met a dude who was walking out there a while back, and he was talking about all the fish he caught down at the Des Plaines River at Argonne. So yeah, we wanted to check it out. We actually didn't get down to the actual river, though. We were at the overlook for the river. It's pretty cool, though. Danny John, you say, you say, wow, Okay, so like what? That was that a bold statement or something? Danny John, you say, dude, I'm banned. I'm banned. What's going on here? What's going on here? This is getting intense. But I'm banned. You're my moderator. You're my moderator. What do you mean I'm banned? You say you're throwing me in the stocks at Ren Fair. Whoa, whoa. And then you said, I got another dude from Danny John. Like, it didn't even seem like that cutting of a comment. I thought it was funny. Rocco Hemda, you got to get a sense of humor, man. In life, you can either have a sense of humor or you cannot have a sense of humor about things, right? And that's just how it goes. But anyways, then you am throwing one of the lemurs at me, dude. You've thrown enough stuff. You already threw Justin's blanket at me. All right, I think we're even now. We're finally even. It's taken a long time, but we are finally even. All right, Rocco Hemda, you threw Justin's blanket on my face. Rob basically threw the dirtiest. Rocco Hemda threw the dirtiest thing imaginable, like on my face, and I'm OCD about cleanliness, so it takes a while. I always get even, man. I always get even, and this was the moment. I've been waiting for the right moment. I figured I'd do it live while people all over the world are watching this. It kind of makes it cut a little deeper, right? Okay. Let's see. Was it worse than the dagger you threw at my head? Well, you never threw a dagger at my... Oh, yes, you did. Okay, but you didn't throw it. You dropped it. I was laying down, and Rob dropped. So, okay, this was actually a crazy story. So we're like maybe 12 years old, and I'm laying down. I'm just chilling, enjoying the day. I'm just laying down, right? We're hanging out. I'm laying down, and he has his dagger, like, right over my fucking head, and he just goes like this. And I'm looking up, and the dagger is falling right towards my fucking head. And this is a pretty heavy duty dagger. It's not going to kill me, but it's going to hurt me. It's going to really hurt me, right? And it's coming right down towards my head, and then he just goes like this. And he like slaps his hands on the dagger like right before it like penetrates my fucking skull, you asshole. And that was one of the ways I almost died, right? That was one of the ways. I had forgotten about that until now. That was a good story, man. Let's see. You say I laid in your bed and started messing up your sheets. Yeah, I was exhausted, man. I was like, it was time for me to go to bed, and I was like, you go sleep somewhere else. I'm just gonna take your bed. No, I don't actually remember why I actually laid down there. I think. Oh yeah, that's right. Because you were OCD about your sheets. You were really concerned about like the way your sheets were set up. So being the friend that I am and wanting to mess with you a little bit, I just decided it was time to mess up your sheets. It was 2 p.m. Yeah, well, we all go to sleep at different times. I mean, 2 p.m. our time is like what? Like 4 p.m. Argentinian time, right? Or 5 p.m. Argentinian time. So, like, keep that in mind as well. When Tara time comes in, she'll tell you all about that, right? Not OCD, it's called the correct way to have the sheets. Dude, no, you're ridiculous. You're saying there's an objectively correct or an objectively best way to set up your sheets. Your sheets are wrong. I was actually trying to do you a favor, man. You never even understood that, dude. I was going in there trying to do you a favor, dude. I was going in there trying to, like, actually get your sheets in order. Your sheets are like they were like a big pile, like it was like a squirrel cage or something, like a squirrel a coven or something. They were all messed up and like weird. And I went in there and I was actually straightening your goddamn sheets, and you almost killed me with a dagger, man. Wasn't cool. Hospital tuck is the only correct way. That was not a proper hospital tuck. You did not have a proper hospital tuck in your sheets, man. I don't know what to tell you. And by the way, hospital tuck traps too much heat in there. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that, man. That's not cool, dude. Hospital tuck, dude. Like, that's so like 1830s, That's like 1830s. People are dying of like crazy plagues and shit, and they're doing the hospital tuck, and it's like trapping everything in there. Not after I jumped in. So I'm the one that messed up the hospital tuck of your sheets. Yeah, that's not the case, man. Not the case at all. All right. So anyways, tonight I'm just going to do a little bit of chess, and then we'll do a meditation, and we'll go from there. So we'll start out. Let's see. Let me see this real quick. Oh, will I do the Tao first? You want me to do the reading? I wasn't even going to do it. I was going to skip it tonight. Okay, but if you, Danny John, do you want me to do it? If you want me to do it, I will do the reading from the Tao Te Ching. I was just going to skip it. You want? All right. This is one of the greatest books ever written. So let's do this. All right. I got to turn on the light just so I can read. Yeah, this is definitely one of the greatest books ever written. It's over 2,000 years old. This is Lao Tzu's masterpiece, the Tao Te Ching. All right, we are on verse. Let's see, where are we? We are on verse 17. Okay, this is beautiful. We're on verse 17. We've been reading one verse every stream, and it's pretty good. It's pretty amazing. All right, here we go. What a man has firmly planted cannot be pulled up. What a man has tightly embraced will not slip loose. Through this, the offering made by descendants will never come to an end. Cultivate it in your person, and its virtue will be genuine. Cultivate it in the family, and there will be virtue to spare. Cultivate it in the hamlet, and its virtue will endure. Cultivate it in the state, and its virtue will abound. Cultivate it in the empire, and its virtue will be pervasive. Hence, look at the person through the person. Look at the family through the family. Look at the hamlet through the hamlet. Look at the state through the state. Look at the empire through the empire. How do I know that the empire is like that? By means of this. Ooh, that's good. That's pretty deep. We're going to have to read it again. There was a lot of content we got to unpack in there. And he's a mysterious guy, Lao Tzu. He's writing in poetry, so it's difficult to always grasp the meaning. Let's read it again. What a man has firmly planted cannot be pulled up. What a man has tightly embraced will not slip loose. Through this, the offering made by descendants will never come to an end. Cultivate it in your person, and its virtue will be genuine. Cultivate it in the family, and there will be virtue to spare. Cultivate it in the hamlet, and its virtue will endure. Cultivate it in the state, and its virtue will abound. Cultivate it in the empire, and its virtue will be pervasive. Hence, look at the person through the person. Look at the family through the family. Look at the hamlet through the hamlet. Look at the state through the state. Look at the empire through the empire. How do I know that the empire is like that? By means of this. That's a tough one. That really is a tough one. What do you all think? For me, my interpretation, well, first he starts off talking about what a man is firmly planted cannot be pulled up. What a man is tightly embraced will not slip loose. He's talking about stability, right? About holding on to something, keeping something, grasping something, and making it solid, making it stable, right? Making it stable. It's a passage of stability, right? That's how it starts out. It's all about grounding and stability. And then he talks about through this, the offering made by descendants will never come to an end. And that's a tricky passage. That's a really tricky passage. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure about that. Through this, the offering made by descendants will never come to an end. Maybe he means you're creating a strong foundation. It sounds like he's saying create a strong foundation that will endure, and your descendants, the offering made by your descendants will never come to an end. You're setting a good example. You're being a role model. They're going to do the same. They're going to follow likewise because you've created a very solid foundation, right? Danny John, this is number 17, passage 17 of the Tao Te Ching. Angel TX3, good to see you. How's it going, friend? Welcome in. We're just doing readings from the Tao Te Ching. We're just starting off with a reading from that, and we're going through and we're kind of analyzing it a little bit. Cultivate it in your person, and its virtue will be genuine. Okay? Cultivate it in the family, and there will be virtue to spare. Maybe because, a family is more than one person, right? So you're creating excess virtue, right? You're doing so much good that you're creating excess. Cultivate it in the hamlet, and its virtue will endure. Cultivate it in the state, and its virtue will abound. Cultivate it in the empire, and its virtue will be pervasive. Well, I mean, the empire makes sense, right? If you're cultivating it in the empire, it's going to be everywhere, right? It's going to be throughout all of the land, right? Hence, look at the person through the person. And I like that. I really like that line. I think that's a powerful line. Look at the person through the person, right? Think about what he's really saying here, right? He's basically saying, if you want to know something, if you want to know a person, be that person, right? Become that person. Try to be empathetic. Try to understand what it's like to see the world through their eyes. So he says, look at the person through the person. Look at the family through the family. Look at the hamlet through the hamlet. Look at the state through the state. Look at the empire through the empire. Absolutely. In order to know a thing, you have to understand that thing, and you have to see it through its eyes, right? You have to see the state through the state's eyes. You have to see the empire through the empire's eyes. You have to see the person through that person's eyes. You have to understand where they're coming from. Understand the foundational tenets of the state. You have to understand the key guiding ideological principles of the empire, right? How do I know that the empire is like that? By means of this. Interesting. That's definitely the most challenging passage, the most challenging verse we've gotten to in the Tao Te Ching. Verse 17. We're gonna have to maybe spend some more time on that in a later date, but that's tricky. That's a really really tricky one. I mean, there's a lot in there, and it's really it's complicated, right? It's complicated. Okay, well, good. We tried tackling it. Hey, JT Farms, good to see you. How's it going, JT? You say I'm starting late. Yeah, I'm a late guy today. I'm starting late. I'm doing the late thing. Well, it was here's this thing. It was one of those things where I was like, well, I could either stream or I could not stream, right? And then I was like, well, I don't want to stream for a super long time. It's already a little bit late. So I'll stream for a little bit, see how it goes. I wasn't even going to do the reading from the Tao Te Ching, but Danny John requested. I was simply just going to do a guided meditation and chess tonight. Let's see. Danny John, cheering 200 bits. Hey, thank you so much. Much appreciated, Danny John. Namaste to you. Super kind of you. I appreciate it. All the support is welcome. Okay. Let's see. Angel TX3. Is it TX3 or is it Tex8 or something? I never know what people are doing. Angel TX3. Anxious. Got it. Oh, you have a job interview tomorrow. Trying to get that promotion. Well, good luck. We'll send positive energy your way during the meditation. We'll try to send like calming, positive energy, such that you will get that. You will get that job that you're trying to get. That's awesome. Trying to get a promotion. Well, good luck. That's cool. It's kind of exciting, right? It's kind of exciting, trying to move up the ladder, right? Danny John, you say true leaders. Oh, you have a different translation here. I want to hear your translation. Tell me your translation. Oh, you mean your book? Your book says something different. Well, this is translated, and sometimes it says different things in different books according to whoever's doing the translation, right? And no translation is perfect, right? Even if like nowadays, right, with all of our amazing translators we have right now, if we wanted to understand like, something from in Russian, right, it would be pretty difficult, like to understand it perfectly. A lot of times you'll hear people say, "Oh, there's no word for that," right? Let's see. JT, you say, how am I feeling? I'm feeling good. Yeah, I'm feeling all right. I went for a good hike with a friend today, which was pretty cool. Let's see. Let's see, what else? What else? Oh, yeah, I went swimming. I went for a good hike. I got distracted. I went for a good hike, and I went swimming today, which is cool. And then I did a ton of stuff around my place. I did vacuuming, cooked dinner. I did grocery shopping, did laundry, like all the stuff that people do, like we always have like a set amount of things that we do, right? We always do all these like weird, miscellaneous things, like, tend to the cat, right? Or like, I don't know, just, dust, you gotta dust your wall every now and then, right? You gotta dust off the pictures. There's like this infinite amount of things. It's like a list with infinite amount of things that you could do, right? And you just try to get done whatever you can usually, and some people are better than others. Angel TX, you say, how are your parents doing? Improving? Oh, thank you so much for asking. Much appreciated. Yes, they are doing way better. I am like super happy about their progress. My mom is almost completely better, and my dad is like 95% better. So, yeah, it was really scary for a while. It was scary because he went an entire day or day and a half where he didn't drink any water. He couldn't swallow. He literally could not swallow. So he couldn't drink water. It was crazy. Like if you're going like a long period of time without water, I mean and you're sick on top of that. That's like a recipe for disaster. I was trying to get him to go to the hospital, but he's like, no, I want to wait a little while, see how it goes. So thank you for asking. Yeah, they're doing much better. I've been bringing them food. I've been like bringing them like food and medicine and stuff like that, and decongestants and all that stuff. The last week, and they seem to be doing it. I she my mom she wanted chicken broth. I don't know. My mom is like big into chicken broth. She wanted me to bring her that. Let's see, JT, you say I feel lower energy tonight. I'm a little tired, to be honest. Like I was like super intense last night on stream. Anyone who was here last night, I mean, like you saw me, I was going pretty wild, but. Yeah, tonight I'm just a little bit tired. It's been a long day. I didn't get a ton of sleep last night. But yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good. Let's see. Real quick, do you say bone broth? It was I don't know. It was just chicken broth. I went to Whole Foods and just picked them up some chicken broth. Well, first I went to like 2 different stores that she told me to go to, and they didn't have the chicken broth, the chicken broth that she wanted at either of those stores. So then I had to go to Whole Foods and throw down a bunch of money to buy it. All right. Well, let's do some chess. Let's do some chess. What do you guys think? Light on or light off for now? What are you guys thinking? Maybe we should do light on. All right. Anyways, no, let's do light off. Yeah, we're doing the light off, dude. I want to get the candles. I want the candles to really be showing. Yeah, there we go. That feels good. Feels good. Get my vampire blood working. All right. Let's see. Here we go. We're going to just do a puzzle rush. Hey, Kyrie Aegis is here. Good to see you, Kyrie. Kyrie is a streamer here on Twitch. He streams. He's a VTuber. He's a VTuber, so he's got an amazing VTube model. It's good to see you, Kyrie. I hope you're doing well. Everyone check out Kyrie. Kyrie streams mostly games, all different types. Kyrie's always playing like different stuff. They're pretty awesome. So check them out, drop them a follow, and you will not be disappointed. And Kyrie does long streams. I've seen Kyrie streaming for like ridiculous amounts of time before, which is something that I don't do. Like the longest I've ever streamed is like I think just under 6 hours. And Kyrie Kyrie streams 6 hours on a regular basis. Kyrie sometimes will stream like, I don't know, 12 hours, 14 hours. It's pretty wild. Good to see you, Kyrie. Welcome in. I'm just about ready to play some Puzzle Rush here. I'm going to do a quick Puzzle Rush. I got to see how many chess puzzles I can solve in a 3-minute period. That's right. Yeah, you did. You did that 24-hour stream. That's right. That was incredible. I have a lot of respect for any streamer that can do the 24-hour stream. I'm nowhere near that. But that's pretty badass. It's pretty awesome. All right. So we're going to do some Puzzle Rush. How many chess puzzles can I solve in 3 minutes? Usually if I get in the 20s, I'm happy. Notice this score right here, 29. I got a 29 recently. That's my high score ever. And I'm usually just looking to get in the 20s. So let's see how it goes here. I think everyone can see the board. Yep, we're good. Let's do this. Mate in 3. This will be mate in 1. This is, oops. Oh, we got a smothered mate. That was sneaky, all right. We got this checkmate. We got this mate. We got, oh, this is easy. And then just push up this pawn. He can't catch the pawn. It's too quick. That's the idea. Okay, this idea. And then white to move. Oh, this idea. Oh, I'm in check. I guess this idea, and then this, and then this. Okay. Bam, bam, and mate. There we go. Oh, there we go. And this. What do we got going on here? What do we? This one's tricky. Oh, I see. Okay. Pick up the bishop at the end of it. Check. Sack the queen. Mate. Oh. That's a cool one, right? Look at that. That's a pretty mate. All right. We have this side. Oh, that was terrible. I got to go in with the rook first. I rushed it. I rushed my move. Yeah, rushed my move. I guess just this, right? And then this, I believe. That was actually kind of tricky. That was a lot. That was a really tricky one. So this, bam, and then win the rook. And then what? What is that? That's absurd. Like, what? I guess they just want me to move my rook over? Dude. This is like really ridiculous. Wow. That was way too hard for a 17. They get more and more difficult as you go on. They shouldn't be you shouldn't get one that hard. Oh, come on. I can't believe I botched that. All right. Let's do this. Check. There we go. And mate. Okay, black to move. Watch this push. Yeah. And then take, and then you just run over here and grab the pawn and box him out. All right. Oh, mate. Check, and mate. Okay. Sack the queen. And what else do we got here? I think this idea. Oops. Oh, I hit it. 24. 24 is a great score. And yeah, that last one, if I had another second, it was just bishop takes, rook takes, and then win the rook at the end. Awesome, cool. 24 is a really good score. That was a solid run. Like 24, I'm happy with 24. I mean, 20 I'd be happy with, to be honest. All right, let's see. Kyrie, you say, how am I doing? I'm doing good. You know, I'm pretty low key. I'm just kind of chilling tonight. It's been a good day. Just went for a hike with a friend, and then went swimming. You know, I can't complain. And then I've been running around, grocery shopping, vacuuming, you know, dishes, laundry, basically all that shit. You know, all that shit that accumulates. You know, cleaning up after the cat. I mean, everyone's always got like a million things to do. So you just go through and you get it done. Let's see. Aristotle, you say, you're almost finished with Queen's Gambit. You have to say it's pretty medium. Yeah, I agree too. I absolutely agree. But you know what? Everyone in the fucking world's like, hey, Queen's Gambit, it's the best show ever. You have to watch Queen's Gambit. Hey, Destiny Cat, thank you so much for the follow. Namaste. My name is Agni James, and I primarily do guided meditations here on Twitch, but I do all sorts of other stuff too. Like I'm a chess instructor IRL, so I do chess streams. And then we did a reading from the Tao Te Ching already, and we've been doing chakra balancing with the book The Sevenfold Journey, Reclaiming Mind, Body, and Spirit Through the Chakras. So I do all sorts of stuff. Oh, we've also been reading through Grimm's Fairy Tales. Pretty awesome book. We've been reading one story a stream. So yeah, welcome in. Welcome to the community. Let's see. Aristotle, anyway, getting back to your point, yeah, dude, it's not what everyone says it is. But here's the thing. I'm a chess teacher, right? And I play competitively, so at the end of the day, it popularized the game. It made everyone get all super hyped up about chess, right? Two things made chess blow up recently. 2020 when COVID hit, everyone in the world's like, hey, I should go back to chess and start playing chess, right? So everyone started playing chess then. And then once Queen's Gambit hit, the game just exploded. It was crazy. I was saying this last stream. You couldn't even buy a chessboard for a 2-month period. All the boards were sold out. Everyone was rushing to scramble to make as many boards as they could. But yeah, Queen's Gambit was great for the game. But yeah, it's not as amazing as everyone thinks it is. I don't know why everyone is just going crazy over it. And it's just also totally unrealistic. I'm a chess player. I play in tournaments, so that's just not. Those are like old tournaments, from like the 50s or something. But it's not historically accurate, and it's not even about a real person. A lot of people think it's a true story. Okay, where are we at here in chat? Let's see. Valpo, hey, good to see you, friend. Welcome in. Another philosopher. We have another philosopher. Direct all Kierkegaard questions Valpo's way. Kierkegaard is a philosopher that I know nothing about, and Valpo knows pretty much everything about the guy. So welcome in. Good to see you, man. How you doing tonight? How's everything going with you? You said you're feeling confident. Let's say 21.5, and you'll take over. You'll take the over. Oh, you'll take the over. All right. Yeah, I got 24. I was feeling good that Puzzle Rush, man. It's a legit score. My high is 29. And I should have had 25. That last one, I think I mouse slipped when I was trying to take the knight. But if I had just taken the knight, he would have recaptured. Then I just win the rook. He's got to take. Then I win the rook at the end. It was an easy puzzle. I had it in my mind. I just wasn't physically capable of doing that. Right. Let's see. Valpo, you said, call down the over. You got it, man. You got it. Absolutely. It was a good call. You had faith in me. You know what, I think Valpo is the only one that has faith in me these days. Valpo, you're the only one that believes in me anymore, man. It's good to have someone that believes in you. Destiny Cat, you say, cool. Yeah. And that's kind of how it goes here. We do all sorts of different stuff. It's a lot of variety. And we like to mix it up. But the main focus is always guided meditations. And that's what we're going to go into in just a minute. We're going to jump into some guided meditation in just a minute. But anyways, Aristotle's here. Aristotle, before I forget, is an awesome streamer here on Twitch. He streams philosophy. He's got a PhD in philosophy and is a college professor. That is his job. So you can so check him out. Drop him a follow. Hang out in his chat. You will not be disappointed. You're going to learn something about philosophy if you go there, right? And it's great discussion. You go in there and you'll have great discussion. And the cool thing that I always say this about him because it's true, but he never, you come in and if you ask a question, even if you don't have a philosophy background, he's not gonna look down his nose at you, and he's not gonna, mock you or anything. He's gonna take what you say and try to meet you where you're at, which is pretty cool, right? Because it's easy. It's easy for someone who's smart to just blow someone off and say a snarky comment, right? But he's not gonna do that, right? He's gonna not do that. He's gonna make you feel like you're a you have value, like you're a human being with value, right? Which is important. I think there's a lot of people that just like to give snarky comments, and there's not as many people who are willing to actually meet the person where they're at in their intellectual development. All right, let's see. Aristotle, you say the tournament tournaments look fancier and the people seem prettier. Yeah, well, that's how it always is, right? In the shows, except in my case, right? Except in my case, you know. I mean, I guess this is a show, right? But you should see me IRL. Trust me, I will. I will win second prize in every beauty competition everywhere. Like this is no joke. I always win second prize, right? I'm not a first prize in the beauty competition guy. I'm like the Monopoly one. You know how in Monopoly it's always you win second prize. Like I'm always like the second prize in the beauty contest, which is good because like I never compete when there's less than 100 contestants, right? So like you know like I'm always second, but you know I'll take it, right? I'll take it. It's a lot less stress too being second. Like when I'm second in a beauty contest, like you know everyone always wants to talk to the first place one. The second person's kind of like you know they'll say a few things, right? So I get out here and I say a few things here and there, but yeah, you know I just I don't have all that pressure. I think I subconsciously I self-sabotage myself such that I could be second place as opposed to first because I don't want all that attention. I want a lot of attention, but not all of the attention. Imbalanced Physique is here. Good to see you, friend. How you doing? How's it going, man? Imbalanced Physique is making his comeback right now. This dude used to like stream practically every single day. He's a streamer in the fitness and health community. Super authentic, genuine dude. I don't know though. For some reason, every time I raid the guy, he's got his shirt off. I don't think I've ever raided him and he's had his shirt on. It's pretty intense. But he also does tarot. It's cool. You know, he's ripped, he's jacked, but he's also like doing tarot readings. That's what I like. I like seeing that. I was always disappointed in college that there were no like, you know, professional bodybuilders who were also, you know, getting their PhDs in philosophy. Like that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see a professional bodybuilder who's like, you know, like working out, like pumping iron, and like also like reading, you know, Kant's Prolegomena to any future metaphysics at the same time, right? Like that would be pretty cool, right? You know, like while you're working out to like, you know, go through and like read. And I'm not talking about listening to an audiobook, like actually read it like while you're working. I think that would be the way to do it, right? Get through like a really like dense philosophical, you know, book or journal article. But anyways, check him out. Drop him a follow. Danny John just keeps saying dude. Like, I don't even know what's going on with her. You've said dude a lot of times tonight. I don't even know what the context is, because by the time I get to your comment, I don't even know. Valpo, you say, faith is a Kierkegaard thing, right? Hey, you're the Kierkegaard expert. I only read Either Or. That was all I read. I read his work Either Or, and it was a long time ago. But yeah, he's definitely loved by some, man. He's definitely a wise dude. I mean, that's what I remember. That's basically like the main thing I got from reading Either Or. I'm like, this guy has a wealth of understanding about the human condition, and that's pretty cool, right? At the end of the day, you don't want to read someone who's got like no understanding about anything. You want to read someone who can like, you know, share some wisdom with you, right? All right. Let's see. We got through that. Aristotle, you say, silver medal's pretty good. Yeah, right? Silver medal's fine, dude. It's fine. Like, sometimes it's better than the gold, right? Sometimes it's better. You just, you know, second prize in the beauty contest, like, why not, right? Dan and Johnny say you think you might use dude incorrectly. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how you're using it, right? I don't know. I always get, you know, since I'm reading these comments like later, like if someone just says like a single word like dude, like trying to link that up with like whatever you know, object or whatever with like the correct context, right? Is like crazy, right? And all the streamers know that. Imbalanced, you know that. Aristotle, you know that. Like sometimes you'll be like looking back through chat and someone will be like, no way, right? Or they'll be like, dude, or they'll be like, totally, yeah, I agree, right? And you're like, oh, well, they had that comment like, you know, 6 minutes ago, like they agree with something. I've said like, you know, 20,000 things, like they agree with something, right? So it's tough. It's tough for streamers to like go back and actually, you know, find out what the actual correct context is, or what they're referring to, what their object of reference is, right? It can be pretty difficult, right? So you know, an analytic philosopher would be like, well, could you please, you know, when you by dude, you know, what specifically are you referring to? What was the context of the situation? What was, you know, what was just said? You know, what were you referring to, right? All right. So Valpo, you say you know a competitive endurance runner who recently got her philosophy PhD. Ooh. So not all philosophers neglect the body. Yeah, and I'm not saying neglect the body. I'm just talking about like like a big, like huge, like ripped, like professional bodybuilder, right? I mean, like running, like I could definitely see a philosopher being like a big time runner. In fact, I think someone in my program was a big time runner. I mean, I'm a philosopher and I run, I don't run like marathons, but I'll go out there and run 3 miles, 5 miles. I think the most I ever really run is like 10 miles. But like, yeah, I mean, like what I want to see is like, someone who's like, super, super brilliant with philosophy, but who's also got like, who also can like, bench press 2,000 pounds, I think that would be a cool combination. I like seeing people who break the molds, right? People who break the stereotypes. It's like one of my favorite things in the world, when you have someone who's like Kitten's Kung Fu is a streamer here on Twitch, right? This dude is like the nicest, like sweetest, most kind, gentle soul like you'll ever meet, right? He sits around playing with his cat, and he's like, he loves his cat more than anything in the world, right? And this guy is gigantic. He's ginormous. He just deadlifts like 1,000 pounds, like with like 30 reps, and he's just like, "Ugh, ugh," and he's also a qigong master. The guy's also a qigong master, so he knows all the movements, and he teaches it, and he's a personal trainer. So it's like, it's pretty cool, and he's like the sweetest dude you'll ever meet. It's like pretty cool to have someone with such disparate characteristics, right? Characteristics that typically aren't found, in the same individual, right? And I always have a lot of respect for people who do that, who break the mold. Let's see. Aristotle, you say trolls say they run trains on your mom. Does that count? I maybe. All right. Maybe we should do some meditation, speaking of maybe, right? I think it's time to do a little meditation, right? I always come out and I'm full of life and love, and I'm like, enthusiastic about what I say. And then I come out and I'm like rearing with energy, and then we slow things down and we go within to the place of peace and oneness in our hearts. Find a comfortable seated position. You can sit on the floor in lotus pose. You can sit cross-legged. Or you can sit in a chair. The main thing is to find a position that is comfortable for you. And then gently close your eyes. I have a Buddhist chant that I play that has a chime that rings every 2 seconds. And you can use it to help regulate your breath count. Take a few more slow, deep breaths on your own while maintaining good posture. Inhale through your nose, gently raising your belly. Exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in through your nose, slowly raising your abdomen. Breathe out through your mouth, slowly lowering your abdomen. Stay focused on your breath. Inhale, raising your belly. Exhale, lowering your belly. Breathe in, raising your abdomen. Breathe out, lowering your abdomen. Keep your awareness on your breath count. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out. Your breath calms your body, and your body calms your mind. Be mindful of your breath count. Visualize yourself sitting on the tallest mountain peak. Watching the clouds float through the sky beneath you. Two clouds float together and merge into one. And one cloud stretches apart, dividing into two. These clouds float through the sky and disappear over the horizon. These clouds are like your thoughts. Thoughts come into being and exist for a while in conscious awareness before disappearing from your mind. That is the nature of human thought. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all which is of no benefit to you. Stay focused on your breath count. When thoughts arise in your mind, visualize them as clouds floating through the sky before disappearing over the horizon. And return your awareness to your breath. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Your breath calms your body, and your body calms your mind. Be mindful of your breath counts. Your essence is love. Your love is manifested as light. Your purpose is to shine your light on others. Which will awaken the inner light within them. and they will shine their light on all whom they encounter. Until all of humanity is glowing radiantly with one awareness once again. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which obscures your third eye sight. Be mindful of your breath counts. When thoughts arise in your mind, picture them as clouds floating through the sky before disappearing from conscious awareness. The goal is to clear your mind, even if for only a split second, and then return to your breath. When you clear your mind, you reunite with the undifferentiated state of pure being. The place where two-ness cannot enter. The place where all knowing is complete. The place where questions do not exist. When you stay in the phenomenal realm, everything is questioned. for we can never know anything truly in this realm. But by clearing our mind and letting go of preconceived concepts, we reunite with the source of all creation. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which hinders your evolution. Be mindful of your breath count. On your next breath, travel down beneath the level of conscious awareness. Go to the region of your heart chakra. Feel the endless love emanating from this location. And the warmth which surrounds your love. Allow yourself to experience the perfect peace that resides here. And the joy which accompanies it. In this place of perfect oneness, opposites and polarities cannot enter. You were created to eternally be one. And what is eternally one can never be two. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which would obstruct your third eye vision. Keep your focus on your breath count. Slow down your breathing. Slow down your breath. In stillness, all questions are answered. Slow down your breath. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which would hinder your development. Keep your awareness on your breath count. When thoughts arise in your mind, picture them as clouds floating away from you and disappearing over the horizon. Be mindful of your breathing. Be vigilant about releasing your thoughts. On your next breath, travel all the way down to your center point. The place at the centermost location of your being. The place within you existing of pure monism. The place where your love flows the strongest. In this place, all is one. And disparate concepts cannot coexist. And boundaries and separations are nonsensical here. For what is eternally one can never be two. Stay focused on your center point. And when you're ready, travel through. I'll see you on the other side. Here, at your center point, you remember your true identity. At your center, you recall how you came to be. Here, at your center point, you remember your divine purpose. To spread love and light to all those whom you encounter. In this place, you remember your true nature. And in this place, you are home. Here, you are omnipresent. And being one, you are one with all of creation. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which obscures your third eye sight. Your breath calms your body, and your body calms your mind. Be mindful of your breath count. Slow down your breath count. Slow down your breath. Let go of each thought as it arises. For the act of thinking is not helpful here. In this place, breath is life. Focus on your breath. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all stress and tension from your body. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all stress and tension from your mind. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all existential angst from your being. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all fear and worry from your mind. Gently open your eyes and return to the present moment, bringing with you the peace from this meditation throughout the remainder of your day. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here with me in this sacred space. I am honored and humbled to be here with you as your meditation guide. I hope you feel more peaceful and centered now than you did prior to the meditation. And I hope you experience more love and light in your life. I love each one of you unconditionally. For I love you as I love myself. Namaste. All right, how was that for everyone? That was a 41-minute meditation. Hey, JT Farms, thank you so much for the subscription. 16 months in a row. 16 months. Wow. I think you're the leader. I don't know. I don't think anyone else has subscribed for 16 months. JT Farms, thank you so much. My channel shaman, I really appreciate you. I absolutely appreciate you and all the hard work you've done for me. All the last 16 months. It's been amazing. It's been quite an experience. Let's see, JT, you say, a path without beginnings, figure eights without an end. We finish where we started as we start our breath again. Wow. I love it, JT. I love it. That's beautiful. So beautiful. I guess that is what I would expect from a brilliant poet such as yourself. Thank you. Danny John, you enjoyed the meditation. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all that you do. You're a wonderful human being. And I have nothing but unconditional love for you. You're an incredible, incredible person. Thank you. And Angel TX3, very relaxing. Good. I'm glad you found some peace and relaxation with this meditation. I'm truly grateful that that is the case. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for doing the work. It's a lot of people think meditation is easy, but it's tough. It's tough to quiet our minds. Our minds are constantly chattering. We have constant chatter in our minds going throughout our minds. So it's tough to break that cycle and to go within to the place below the level of consciousness, the more fundamental place. In that place, we can reunite with the source and be one with it. But it's tough because we're trained in this world to not go there. We're trained in this world to constantly be looking at everything else around us instead of going within, instead of exploring the inner space. Let's see, Kyrie, you say, pretty good. Had to stop earlier because of work, but it was nice. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for coming in here at all. I always appreciate your presence. I appreciate you. You're a valuable member of the chat. You're a wonderful human being. So thank you so much, Kyrie. Let's see. Yeah, and JT, you're right. Kyrie will get to 1,000 followers. That's definitely going to happen. Chad guy. Hey man, I haven't had a chance to say hi to you. I don't think. Crashed again. How annoying. Hey, you're having some internet issues, right? I think I saw that earlier, right? You said, what did you say? Your internet might crash again. You've been having slow internet all day, and it's unsettling. Yeah, I get it, man. That can be frustrating. JT was telling you to breathe. Were you able to breathe through it? Had to reset your internet and all your devices again. Yeah, I mean, that's how it goes sometimes. You know, sometimes your internet, you just got to reset everything and hope for the best. Okay, so that was good. That was a solid meditation. I'm pretty happy with that meditation. I think it's time that we do a actual chess game. I did a puzzle rush already, and now it's time for a chess game. So I'm going to go to Lee Chess and play anonymously, so I'm going to get a random opponent. This opponent could be a grandmaster. They could be a complete noob. So here we go. Playing the Sicilian defense. Okay, we have this idea. I'm playing the hyper accelerated dragon variation. If he pushes out one, okay, so he's doing this. He's going for this variation, all right? So now the question, oh, what's this? This is really bizarre. I don't know this line. I think it's a mistake. I'm pretty sure this is a mistake. So he just moved his knight twice. You don't want to move your knight twice in the opening. And now I'm ready to break forth with this pawn break on D5. Okay, so he's got a backup. Oh, he's coming over there. This is interesting. So I think I need to just develop. I'm looking to get this E5 break in. The question is where he's going to move this pawn to. If he moves it to D3, that's called the closed Sicilian. If he moves it to D4, I'll trade off my pawn for his, and it's going to be the open. It's going to be the open variation. All right, so here's where I push forward, I believe, and gain a tempo. Take. And then he's going to have to back up his bishop. Nah, I'm just going to keep it simple. Just going to castle. I'm looking to get this pushing. This is the major pawn break. That's what they call that when you push a pawn, in this instance, to break at the center. Okay, so he's doing the closed, which is fine. So I break at the center, and at the end of it, I should be attacking his bishop. Notice how I'm attacking the bishop, so he's got to move his bishop. So I gained what's called a tempo. It's important in chess. A tempo is time. I gained a little time because he's going to have to move this bishop again, right? So he just moved it again. So now the question is where I develop my light square bishop to. If I play out here to G4, he'll just give me a kick, and I can't retreat because of this push, and then my bishop will be trapped. I would have to come back down this diagonal. I don't really like that version. I think this is pretty solid. All right, so he just got rid of his light square bishop. The question is, how do I recapture, with the pawn or with the knight? I'm going with the knight. Notice I have this great sniper diagonal for my bishop. It's kind of restricting the movement of his dark square bishop, which is defending the B2 pawn. Everyone can see this, right? I hope I'm not just talking to myself. Yeah. All right, so he's going in for this, which makes me happy. I think this, well, it kind of makes me happy. So I'm looking at this push, but then he's going to hop his knight in here. And then the question is, that's kind of a nice outpost for the knight. And then that also kind of messes up. You know what? Maybe I'm not going to do that push. Maybe I'll just take. Take, and then develop my light square bishop. Yeah, let's go in with this line. Take. So, oh, he took with the knight. He now has an isolated pawn on D3. This is a weakness. An isolated pawn means there's no pawn on the adjacent files. There's no pawn next to it to support it. So I now have a weakness to target. So I'm going to be targeting this pawn. And, yeah, cool. All right. I have a target. Go for the target. I now have two pieces attacking this pawn, and he only has one defender. All right. He's throwing a punch at my queen, which is fine. So I've got to move my queen. I want to stay on this file. The question is where. Can't come here because of the fork. Can't come here. Can't come here because of the fork. Can't come here. Oh, so I see. He's going to play it like this. That's actually an interesting idea. I could block, which is kind of weird. Hey, if I block, I'll win the pawn. I'm going to go a little pawn hunting here. I think, right? Just push. Yeah, let's just push. Now my dark square bishop's a little weak. Oh, yeah, that's all right. It's all right. My dark square bishop's a little weak. But I'm going to be able to win this pawn. And then I got to just try to convert into a winning endgame. That's the game here at this point. Win the pawn and convert into a winning endgame. He's going to have to back up his bishop, or maybe, no, he might just attack this pawn right here, like come over here. I don't know. if it works, because I'm on his knight though, and his rook. If I take, I have a fork. I'm hitting the rook and the knight. Ooh, this is dangerous. This is dangerous. I don't think he can defend this, right? So he's got to back up his bishop somewhere, right? Or like, somewhere over here. And then I take, and I'm hitting his knight and his rook. Yeah, I mean, he takes. He's on my rook, but this is winning for me. Wow, tactics. There's a reason why they say tactics are the heart and soul of chess. I think, unless I miscalculated, there's always a chance I miscalculated. So now we just win the. Oh, this is huge, and I can even take. Look, I can even take this rook right now. Well, I can't because the bishop's blocked. All right, now I can't be quite that smooth, but I'm just going to take his rook. All right, so he takes. Now the question is, which rook do I recapture with? I think this one's better, and the reasoning is because if he had taken, when he takes this pawn, his knight will be if he took with the bishop, he'd be on my rook. All right, so now I gotta convert. I gotta convert this. I'm up material. I just gotta convert this game. This is kind of annoying that it's looking like he's gonna win this pawn, but maybe not. Maybe I can just defend it. If I go here, there's a fork. I could defend it like this, which is kind of a weird idea. It's really weird. I mean, maybe it's not so bad of an idea, though, actually, to be honest. Huh. It's just not typically played, but bishop down? Yeah, I'm going to do it. It's a little bit of a weird idea. This bishop usually stays on g7. This is kind of interesting to have the bishop here as a defender. All right, I want to get his knight out of here. So I want to give his knight a kick. So the question is, I think this is now accurate. I think this is accurate. So now the idea is, if he jumps in, I just swing my rook over, and then I win his knight. So he's got to back up somewhere, yeah. Okay. How to proceed, how to move forward now is the question. I think knight over here is the way, is the route forward. So knight over here. Then he takes, I take. Then I have an isolated pawn. No, I just got to double up. I just have to double up on the file, I think. I think that's the way forward. Okay. Let's see. So let's just double up. When I say double up, I'm referring to bringing then this rook over and having my rooks doubled up on this strong file. Also, the rook is serving as a defender of c5, which is pretty cool. The bishop then maybe has ideas of moving around. I'm up a pawn and the exchange. In chess, the exchange is when you're up a rook for minor piece. Because rooks are 5 points in chess, knights and bishops are 3 points. So rooks are a 5-point piece, these are 3 points. So, okay, let's not mouse slip. All right, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? I could even hop in here now. I don't like the fact, actually, hold on, this tactically I think might work. Let's see. I hop in, and then he takes, I take. I will have an isolated pawn, but I'll be on this pawn as well. You know what? I'm up a lot of material. I think it's a little weakening. It's a little bit weakening, but not a ton. Huh. And I'm not seeing any other good quick ideas. And I do need to move forward, so I guess we're going to go with it. The whole point is that after this pawn is traded, oh, he's not going to take. All right, well, okay, so now something cool happens. I can hop my knight in here and hit his rook and bishop. I'd rather have his bishop than Yeah, look at that tactic. Fork. All right, I'd rather have his bishop than his knight. So this seems to make sense. I'm going to be able to win one of these pieces. He's going to move his rook over somewhere. Yeah. So now I'll just take his bishop. Okay, now something really interesting. He recaptures, and I can actually trade one rook for 2 knights, which is totally the move here. Trade the one rook for 2 knights. I'll have a rook and a bishop, and he'll just have a rook. And this is a winning game. So and then I just move my rook down here, assuming he doesn't come down here first. And then I'm going to be on this great rank. These are ranks. These horizontal columns are called ranks. Look at this. Beautiful. I'm hitting this pawn. This pawn's defended currently. I just got to win this endgame now. I'm looking to push out, and then I'll break this open. Got this bishop ready to come alive. This is how you play chess. This is how I play chess, at least. It's a cool game, by the way. You guys are getting to see a cool game right here. It's really a treat for me to show you, and I really hope you're enjoying this. I have 3 minutes and 28 seconds. So he's got about a 2-minute lead on the clock. So I have to play accurately, but I have to be quick too. Look, notice if the rook comes over. If the rook comes over, then I just take this pawn. If the rook stays there, I'm going to win one of these pawns. So this is all going to fall, and then my whole plan is to get all these pawns marching all the way up, right? I'm going to have these pawns marching all the way up to the 8th rank and try to promote to the first rank and try to promote. And I should be able to do it using the rook and the bishop as supporting pieces. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this guy's going to do in this point. It's looking really rough. I'm up 4 points. I mean, it would probably take a miracle for him to win this game, basically. I'm not sure. He played really good though. This guy's a legit player, or this girl, whoever it is, they're a legit player. Let's see. Oh, he left. Yeah, he left. He couldn't take it. He couldn't take it. All right. Well, that's chess, and that's a beautiful game, right? That was fun. That was a lot of fun, actually. Cool. All right. What do you all think of that game? I thought that was a tremendous game right there. Well, let's see. Where are we at in chat? Kyrie, you say, if that happens, you'll go to San Francisco on TwitchCon. Yeah, that would be so awesome. Have you ever been to the States before? Have you ever been to the U.S.? Every state is very different in the U.S. Like California is very different than Chicago, where I live. I live in Chicago. But San Francisco is very different than Chicago. It's cool, though. You should check it out. Chad Guy, Kyrie, say, it will be, though, but you're going to do your best. It'll be tough, though. But you'll do your best. Yeah, try whatever, man. Try whatever. You do what you can in life, and if things happen, they happen. If they don't, they don't. Chad Guy, you say, I'm do a queen. I can't do a queen's gambit. I was playing as black there. You can only do queen's gambit if you're white. That's the D4, D5, C4. That's queen's gambit. Kyrie, you say, first meditate, now fighting the bishop. That's how it goes. I go into church. I sit down in this beautiful cathedral, and actually, I go up there. Maybe I go up to the pew, or not the pew. What do they call it? The podium. And I go up there and I do my sermon, right? I do my meditation, and then I go beat the shit out of the bishop. That's what it's all about at Evolve Yourself TV. That's what Agni James does. He meditates and then gets in fights with the bishop. JT say that's the beauty and the contrast that is Agni James. Yeah, I mean contrast is cool. Contrast is really, really cool. David Lynch, he's one of my favorite directors of all time. He taught me a lot about the concept of utilizing contrast in his movies, and I've taken that concept and I employ it in the world. I love contrast. I love that. That the being able to be in a Zen state of peaceful meditation, being able to feel that love and energy within you, and then going out and dominating on a chess game. Right? It's a cool feeling to do both of those things, right? And they're both part of the human condition, right? The human experience here. Let's see. Kyrie, you say it, but yeah, you guess Agni is right to meditate before to take up the fight. Sometimes, a story I tell though is that in the fifth round or in the sixth round of the Chicago Open in 2012, I was playing against the only other guy that was undefeated. We were both 5-0 going into round six, and I had been playing great chess. He had been playing great chess. The winner of this game was going to basically win the tournament. So I decided to do some meditation before the game, and I had a really nice, peaceful, relaxing meditation. It was wonderful. I did this in the convention hall. There's just people walking all around me. I'm just like sitting there in the corner of the convention hall doing this meditation, right? But anyways, I go to the board to play then, and I can't think like a chess player. I can't think at all like a chess player. I'm just playing. I'm just thinking really zen like. I'm like, ooh, this is beautiful. This would be a really interesting sequence to play. I'm not calculating whether or not it's accurate. I'm just going with my intuition. I'm saying, oh, this would be a pretty pattern to make on the chessboard, and I'm like, moving my pieces in ways I never would move them, and I'm doing no calculation. I'm not using my analytic mind, and I got blown off the board. It was crazy. The guy just completely annihilated me in round six. So yeah, even though I won the game in round seven, it didn't matter. He finished 7-0, and I finished 6-1, so I got second place. But so yeah, I don't think meditation's a good thing to do before chess. Typically, I did just play a good game of chess there after meditation. But that guy also is not a chess master like the dude I played, right? Kyrie, you say, Agni, what event of history would you love to witness and be a part of? That's a good question. What event of history? I would have loved to go back and see the first moment in human history when someone harvested fire, when someone was able to control fire, when someone, lightning struck something, there was like a little bit of a fire going or whatever, right? And they were able to go and like take it and realize that they could hold it in their hand if they had like a stick or something, and make a torch out of it, right? I would have, and then keep that fire going to cook their food. I would have loved to be the one that harnessed fire for humanity. That would have been cool. Not like in a Prometheus way, right? But in like a human being, like literal sense, right? To be that actual first person who got to harness, who had that concept of like, hey, we can take this fire and we can do things with it. We can see at night. We can cook our food. We can scare away animals. That would have been such an amazing moment. That was a defining moment for humanity. The ability to be able to harvest fire, and then the person who, then they would carry the fire around with them, right? They would keep that torch lit, and carrying that fire meant life for them. It was so important. That's the greatest harnessing of an invention ever in human history. That's way above anything else. The wheel is pretty damn important too, right? Without the wheel, what are you gonna do, right? It's gonna. You don't want to be. I'll tell you what. You don't want to be a landscaper if you can't. If you don't have any wheels. Let's see. Kyrie, you say that's good. Got to go, Agni. It was fun. Yeah, Kyrie, absolutely. And everyone remember, drop Kyrie a follow. Super awesome human being. I love hanging out with Kyrie. Kyrie's a VTuber, and check him out. All right, where are we at here? Oh, you've never been to the U.S. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, welcome. If you get your 1,000 followers and come to San Fran, welcome in. All right, JT. Let's see. We've done a lot tonight. I think we're gonna do a Grimm's Fairy Tales reading. All right, so I'm going to take a 2-minute break while I refill my water, and I will come back, and we're going to read Grimm's Fairy Tales. It's what we've been doing, one story a night. They're only a few pages, so we get through them pretty quick. And they're entertaining. I spice them up a little bit, All right, I'll see you in 2 minutes. All right, we are back, and we are ready for some Grimm's fairy tales. Grimm's fairy tales are incredible. The Brothers Grimm are cool people, even though I was very disappointed with the last story we read. The last story was called The Wren and the Bear, and there were too many inconsistencies. There were too many weird things, like to make a long story short, the bear had to like bow down to some wren, and it really pissed me off. I didn't like that at all. I think the main thing was the main problem with it. The bear was being a dick, though, right? To be honest, the bear went in the wren's home and was like, fucking with the kids a little bit, the wren's kids. So I kind of get that. You don't mess with someone in their house. I was saying this yesterday. All right, we are at the 12 Brothers. All right, the 12 Brothers should be a good story. Let's read it. I don't know if I know this one. It sounds familiar, though. Once upon a time, there lived a king and a queen very peacefully together. They had 12 children, all boys. That's a lot of testosterone in that household, let me tell you. Now the king said to the queen one day, "If our 13th should be a girl, the 12 boys shall die, so that her riches may be the greater, and the kingdom fall to her alone." Then dude, this is fucked up. Like, who's gonna do that? Who's gonna kill all their kids if their 13th is a girl? I don't like the sound of that at all. Then he caused 12 coffins to be made, and they were filled with shavings, and a little pillow laid in each, and they were brought and put into a locked-up room. And the king gave the key to the queen, and told her to say nothing about it to anyone. But the mother sat the whole day sorrowing, so that her youngest son, who never left her, and to whom she had given the biblical name Benjamin, said to her, "Dear mother, why are you so sad?" "Dearest child," answered she, "I dare not tell you." But he let her have no peace until she went and unlocked the room and showed him the 12 coffins with the shavings and the little pillows. Dude, this is kind of twisted already. I mean, like, I can't believe people read this shit to their kids. Then she said, "My dear Benjamin, your father has caused these coffins to be made for you and your 11 brothers. And if I bring a little girl into the world, you are all to be put to death together and buried therein." That's a lot. That's a lot to put on a kid. Like, you're telling me this kid's not going to grow up with issues. Like, even if like the 13th kid is a boy, like it's still pretty ridiculous. I mean, this kid's going to have some crazy traumatic events, PTSD from this. She wept as she spoke, and her little son confronted her and said, "Weep not, dear mother. We will save ourselves and go far away." Then she answered, "Yes, go with your 11 brothers out into the world, and let one of you always sit on the top of the highest tree that can be found, and keep watch upon the tower of this castle. If a little son is born, I will put out a white flag, and then you may safely venture back again. But if it is a little daughter, I will put out a red flag, and then flee away as fast as you can, and the dear God watch over you. Every night will I arise and pray for you. In winter, that you may have a fire to warm yourselves by, and in summer, that you may not languish in the heat." After that, when she had given her sons her blessing, they went away out into the wood. One after another kept watch, sitting on the highest oak tree and looking towards the tower. When 11 days had passed and Benjamin's turn came, he saw a flag put out. It was not white, but blood red, to warn them that they were to die. Ooh. All right, this is getting intense. Blood red. All right, this is serious. When the brothers learned this, they were angry and said, "Shall we suffer death because of a girl? We swear to be revenged. Wherever we find a girl, we will shed her blood." Whoa, whoa. So these dudes, these brothers, like these 12 brothers are going to go out and like just start shedding the blood of every woman they see. Like that's craziness. Like who does that, you know? I mean, I get that they're angry, but like doesn't that seem a little excessive to you? It seems a little excessive to me. Chad guy probably thinks this is excessive. And no, Chad guy, I did not promise that I'll get my nipple pierced for this occasion. That's not going to happen. Not for your shirtless stream. Then they went deeper into the wood, and in the middle, where it was darkest, they found a little enchanted house standing empty. Then they said, "Here will we dwell, and you, Benjamin, the youngest and weakest, shall stay at home and keep house. We others will go abroad and find food." Then they went into the wood and caught hares, wild dews, birds, and pigeons, and whatever else is good to eat, and brought them to Benjamin for him to prepare and cook to satisfy their hunger. So they lived together in the little house for 10 years, and the time did not seem long. By this time, the queen's little daughter was growing up. She had a kind heart and a beautiful face, and a golden star on her forehead. I've never met anyone who was born with a golden star on their forehead. That's pretty cool though. I kind of wish I had a golden star on my forehead. Maybe I don't though. It's kind of weird, right? I could always get a tattoo of it, but I'm not big into the face tattoos. By this time, the queen's little daughter. Oh no, we already read that. Once, when there was a great wash, she saw among the clothes 12 shirts, and she asked her mother, "Whose are these 12 shirts? They are too small to be my father's." Then the mother answered with a sore heart, "Dear child, they belong to your 12 brothers." The little girl said, "Where are my 12 brothers? I have never heard of them." Yeah, that's kind of a big secret to keep from her. And her mother answered, "God only knows where they are, wandering about in the world." Then she led the little girl to the secret room and unlocked it and showed her the 12 coffins with the shavings and the little pillows. Hey, Petey, good to see you. Welcome in. We're doing we're reading the 12 Brothers, Grimm's Fairy Tales. "These coffins," said she, "were intended for your 12 brothers, but they went away far from home when you were born." And she related how everything had come to pass. "Then," said the little girl, "Dear mother, do not weep. I will go and seek my brothers." So she took the 12 shirts and went far and wide in the great forest. The day sped on, and in the evening she came to the enchanted house. She went in and found a youth, who asked, "Whence do you come, and what do you want?" And he marveled at her beauty, her royal garments, and the star on her forehead. Then she answered, "I am the king's daughter, and I seek my 12 brothers. I will go everywhere under the blue sky until I find them." And she showed him the 12 shirts which belonged to them. So this dude's like, "Hey, I remember wearing that shirt like all those years ago. And then I had to run away because you were born." Then Benjamin saw that it must be his sister and said, "I am Benjamin, your youngest brother." And she began weeping for joy, and Benjamin also. And they kissed and cheered each other with great love. After a while, he said, "Dear sister, there is still a hindrance. We have sworn that any maiden whom we meet must die, as it was because of a maiden that we had to leave our kingdom." Then she said, "I will willingly die if by doing so I may benefit my 12 brothers." Whoa, so she's going to die for them? That's pretty cool. Yeah, she never tried that before. JT, you say, "Love my girly voice impression." Spot on. It's the best I could do under short notice, right? "No," answered he, "you shall not die. Sit down under this tub until the 11 brothers get home, and we come to an agreement about it." She did so, and as night came, they returned from hunting, and supper was ready. So Benjamin was cooking supper, talking to his sister, and the rest of the brothers. The other 11 came back. And as they were sitting at table and eating, they asked, "What news?" And Benjamin said, "Don't you know any?" "No," they answered. So he said, "You have been in the wood, and I have stayed at home, and yet I know more than you." "Tell us," they cried. He answered, "Promise me that the first maiden we see shall not be put to death." "Yes, we promise," cried they all. "She shall have mercy. Tell us now." So Benjamin, he's got this clever ploy to save his sister's life, right? Then he said, "Our sister is here." He lifted up the tub, and the king's daughter came forth in her royal garments, with her golden star on her forehead, and she seemed so beautiful, delicate, and sweet that they all rejoiced. And they fell on her neck and kissed her and loved her with all their hearts. It's kind of a weird sibling reunion, but I think they did things differently back then, right? After this, she remained in the house with Benjamin and helped him with the work. The others went forth into the woods to catch wild animals, does, birds, and pigeons for food for them all. And their sister and Benjamin took care that all was made ready for them. She fetched the wood for cooking and the vegetables, and watched the pots on the fire, so that supper was always ready when the others came in. So she's contributing. That's cool. It's like she's not a freeloader. I respect her for that. And she's also like a totally selfless person. Remember earlier she was going to give up her life for her brothers? That was pretty cool. She also kept great order in the house, and the beds were always beautifully white and clean. And the brothers were contented and lived in unity. All right, so everyone's having a good time here. Pretty neat. You would think they'd be able to go back to the castle, though, and just kind of talk it over with Pops and be like, "Hey, we're all like cool. We want to just can you not kill all of us?" One day, the two got ready for a fine feast, and when they were all assembled, they sat down and ate and drank and were full of joy. Now there was a little garden belonging to the enchanted house, in which grew 12 lilies. The maiden, thinking to please her brothers, went out to gather the 12 flowers, meaning to give one to each, as they sat at meat. But as she broke off the flowers, in the same moment the brothers were changed into 12 ravens, and flew over the wood far away, and the house with the garden also disappeared. So the poor maiden stood alone in the wild wood. Well, that's pretty unexpected. You're just going out to pick some flowers, and all your siblings just turn into ravens? That's crazy. That's craziness. All right. The maiden said, weeping, "Is there no means of setting them free?" "No," said the old woman. "There is in the whole world no way but one, and that is difficult. Thou canst not release them but by being dumb for 7 years. Thou must neither speak nor laugh, and wert thou to speak one single word, and it wanted but 1 hour of the 7 years, all would be in vain. Thy brothers would perish because of that one word. Oh, that's totally unreasonable. That's totally unreasonable. You can't even laugh for 7 years. You can't say anything. I don't know about that. I think that's I think she should talk to her and see if she can negotiate a better contract, right? Or maybe go talk with someone else, like some witch or something out in the wood. Then the maiden said in her heart, I am quite sure that I can set my brothers free. And she went and sought a tall tree, climbed up, and sat there spinning, and never spoke or laughed. Well, how did she get all her spinning materials up there? She's got to bring all the flax up there. She's got to bring whatever device they used to do their spinning back then. I mean, that's kind of annoying to be up in a tree having to do that. I mean, it's hard enough to get it up to the top of a tree. To bring all that stuff with you? And then what if she drops some stuff? I could picture dropping something and be like, oh shit, and then oh, all my brothers are dead. No, that doesn't seem right. Now it happened that a king who was hunting in the wood had with him a large greyhound, who ran to the tree where the maiden was, sprang up at it, and barked loudly. Up came the king and saw the beautiful princess with the golden star on her forehead. And he was so charmed with her beauty that he prayed her to become his wife. She gave no answer, only a little nod of her head. Then he climbed the tree and brought her down, set her on his horse, and took her home. Dude, that's a pretty bold move. You can't get away with that nowadays. If you see some chick up on a tree and you're like, hey, I want you to be my wife, and she's not going to say anything. You can't just go up there and put her on your horse. That's fucking, you'd get arrested if you did that shit. Well, anyways, the wedding was held with great splendor and rejoicing, but the bride neither spoke nor laughed. After they had lived pleasantly together for a few years, the king's mother, who was a wicked woman, began to slander the young queen, and said to the king, She is only a low beggar maid. She's only a low beggar maid that you have taken to yourself. Who knows what mean tricks she is playing? Even if she is really dumb and cannot speak, she might at least laugh. Not to laugh is the sign of a bad conscience. At first, the king would believe nothing of it. But the old woman talked so long and suggested so many bad things that he at last let himself be persuaded and condemned the queen to death. Well, I kind of figured it was going to go that way. But here's the whole thing about this. Why doesn't she just write a note? Just write a note and be like, hey, I'm not allowed to speak because if I say a single word or if I laugh, then my 12 brothers are going to be ravens the rest of their lives, or they're going to die or something, right? They're not going to be able to come back as humans, right? She says all she needs to do is write a note, and then all this nonsense is resolved. Then a rushing sound was heard in the air, and 12 ravens came flying and sank downwards. And as they touched the earth, they became her 12 brothers that she had lost. They rushed through the fire and quenched the flames and set their dear sister free, kissing and consoling her. And now that her mouth was opened and she might venture to speak, she told the king the reason of her dumbness and why she never laughed. The king rejoiced when he heard of her innocence, and they all lived together in happiness until their death. But the wicked mother-in-law was very unhappy and died miserably. That's a pretty weird way to end it. Who ends it like that, right? It's just everyone was happy. Everyone lived, super happily forever, and then until their death. But except the wicked mother-in-law, who was miserable for the rest of her days. I love it. I love these Brothers Grimm. You're never gonna predict that shit. That's good. I'm a chess player. I'm always seeing patterns, and I'm looking for pattern recognition in stories. And there's no way to predict that they were gonna throw that in there at the end. I love it. What do you guys all think of that? What do you think of that? The 12 brothers. I don't know. I thought it was good. I thought it was high quality content, to be honest. All right. Yeah. What did everyone think about that? We got a lot of silence. Sometimes silence is a good thing, though. Sometimes silence is good. Oh, you know what? I haven't done Wordle in a while. I wanna do a Wordle. We have not done the old Wordle. So let's see. Let's get this all set up so everyone can see it. And we're gonna do a little Wordle. Uh-oh. Window capture. We got announcements. No, that's not right. Well, okay, so I got to mess with this. This is how I get it to work. You know, this is my move, right? All right, there we go. And now we are going to get it. Bam. All right. OBS decided to cooperate finally. You know, I know how to massage it into cooperation. Let's see how I do here. I almost always solve them. I think there was like only one or two that I've never solved. And because you get 6 guesses, right? So, but it's challenging, right? It's not easy. I always start with a do because you get 4 of the vowels out of the way, and then I do story because you get the 5th vowel, the O, and the Y, which is sometimes a vowel. So there's only an I. There's only I's. So this is going to be a really tough one, and I don't know any of the other letters. All right, so R, S, T, L, E are the most common. So I want to get an L in here, and I want to find a different. You know what? This is weird. Oh no, I just had the word limit come into my mind. I'm gonna try it though. Just even though the T's already used, it's just a good way to. Well, is limit a word? I know. Linip, linol. I want to try to use a different one if I can. We're gonna go with limit. I want to see where these I's are, and I want to see about the L and the M. Okay, we found the one I, and maybe there is only one I. Maybe there is, or maybe the I is at the end. But we know it's not going to be the first letter, so it's not the first letter. It's not the second, third, or fourth letter. So because there's no words that start I. So either it's there is only with the one I right here, or there's like mole, or there's an I at the end. All right, so I only have one letter. This is crazy, by the way. Like I need to really like get more letters. Maybe the CH. Maybe I should try something with that. How about? I want to try to use up as many letters as I can though. Maybe PH. This is going to be tricky. What about like chink in the armor? Chink in the armor. Because then I get the CH, the N, and the K. Yeah, let's see. Okay. All right. Well, that was huge. All right. So it starts CI, and then there's an N in it. And the N's got to be last. So CI... or maybe no, the N could be third too. So like something like this. CIN. Oh, well, cinch, because there's an H too. Is that how you spell cinch? Yes, okay. I know how to spell. We got it. That was a cinch. All right. We did it. We completed it. Yay, right? It was good. That one went down smooth. Chad guy, are you still around here, man? Or are you still having internet issues? What's going on with you, buddy? What did you eat for dinner tonight? And you know what? We've been missing Herbert Smithens. How come Herbert Smithens has been away, right? He's a regular. He hasn't been around in a while. And Petey, it's good to see you. How's everything going with you? How's life? I'm thinking I'm going to do a puzzle rush. Let's do a quick puzzle rush, 3 minutes, and then maybe we'll call it a day after that. We'll talk a little bit and then call it a day. I got 24 my last time, which is great. So let's go back to puzzle rush. Let's see if I can get in the 20s again. All right. So far, so good. Oops. And win the bishop. Got this idea, sack the queen and for mate. We got this idea, mate. We got this check, I believe. Oh no! All right, that was a little too quick there. A little too quick with that one. Here's a mate. Sometimes you're not quick enough. Sometimes you're too quick. Mate in 3. Sack the queen for mate. Oh, this piece. This piece. Okay, you got to throw in this check first to get the king farther away. Then you sack the rook and do that idea. Discovered attack. Wait, hold on. No, it's got to be here. This is kind of interesting. Oh, it goes over here. So you get the double check? No, because then he just moves. Which is the right order? I think this. No, it's got to be just take over here. Oh, come on. All right, I missed something there. I absolutely missed something there. So the knight's pinned. You just take here. And then we take like this. All right. Take like this, mate. This idea, I believe. And there we go. And this is another tricky one. The problem is I've already missed twice. You can only miss what, just like this? No, then I get checkmated right here. What am I missing here? Yeah, this one is going to kill me. He's got a checkmate threat. How can I defend? I got to defend it. Got 2 checkmate threats. Well, no, I can escape here, I guess. No, I can't now if I move the rook up. This is bad. Take? No, it doesn't. I'm absolutely not seeing this one. This is really not fun. What am I missing here? What am I missing with this puzzle? I don't know. No, I don't know. I gotta look. Let's look. Let's see what I was missing. That was crazy. What am I missing here? I spent all my time on that puzzle. All right, so knight down. So here's the idea with this puzzle. He's got the bishop queen battery right here. So he's got a checkmate on g7 and a checkmate on h8. All right, so if I move the rook up to f7 to defend against g7, then he just checkmates me here. What if I try to run? Oh, I maybe run away and then here? Is this it? Let's see. Is this it? No. All right, let's just take a hint. I need a hint at this point. Oh, because the rook is covering. This rook is then covering when I take the knight. Ah, and then I can escape. All right. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, that's Puzzle Rush for you. That's how it goes in Puzzle Rush. Some days, I got a 24 right before that. All right, I'm pumped up though, so let me do one more. I'm gonna do one more Puzzle Rush because I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to definitely do better than 17. Okay, white to move. Wait, oh, it started? Wait, is this even the Puzzle Rush? No, this isn't even. That's just chess puzzles. Well, we gotta do this. All right, here we go. Okay, there we go. Everything's back in order, which is important. I'm big into having things in order in my life. That, and then mate. Oh, I'm in check. Yeah. Oh, win the rook. Win the queen with the fork. Win the bishop with the fork. Take here. There we go. Pin the rook. Win the rook. Pin the rook. Win the rook. I like that. Has a good sound to it. think it's just this, right? And then check. Yep. Then mate. Black to move. What do we got going on here? Oh, it's just this, I think. Oh, no. A little too quick there, Agni. A little too quick. I feel like this is going to be a checkmate in one. Yeah, we got this kind of idea. And then mate. Get the checkmates when you can. All right, so almost blundered that. I think this idea? Gonna win the queen or something? Yeah, I'll win the queen. All right. This is a tough one. Yeah, what's the deal with... Oh, no, this is a really, really challenging one. I'm not seeing it. I can't waste all my time. Okay, check. Mate. Believe this is the idea, and then this. Okay, and then we have... I think this is the idea. Nope, that's not going to work. Oh! Wait, yeah, like this. Alright, and then we have this idea. Then we have... Oh, that's kind of... Oh, come on, 19. Well, that was cool. That was pretty good. That was way better than the last one. I felt better. I just rushed that last puzzle a little bit. Okay, cool. And that's chess. That's Puzzle Rush on chess.com. All right. I think we've had a pretty productive day today. We've done a lot of good stuff. We're gonna raid Matt Suarez Music. This is someone that I believe my channel Shaman recommended to me, right? JT. So let me get the raid call up. Raid City. All right, let's get this up. You can copy and paste this. Thank you all so much for meditating with me and hanging out tonight. This was a good night. Everything went well. Here you go. Bam. I appreciate all of you. I love you all unconditionally. Let's send some love to this dude. And yeah. Let's give him a big raid. Oops. Hold on a second. Raid. No. That's channel preview. Nope. I gotta start raid. Okay. Alright, we're gonna go give him a raid. He's a musician. I like supporting the arts. I like supporting the arts and music. And I appreciate all of you. Have a wonderful night. Namaste.